Holy, well, I guess I got warm enough, my whole roof slid off. Made great big piles of frickin' snow. Oh, right in front of my garage. I'm gonna have to dig up my propane tank later, maybe, kinda. Oh, man. But it's funny, that one up there, it's got the... I was trying to think of the name of it, but it's got the thingies that go sort of along the front edge of the roof that are they're nailed right on, and it keeps it from sliding off like that. This one, they didn't have enough left, so they didn't do this one, but should have. But anyways, it's just like a bent hunk of stuff there that kind of goes up and then down, and it holds her from ripping off like this and tearing off your eave straw off, which is sort of kind of done there again. But oh man, oh well, what do you do? Good Monday morning to you tubes. How's she hanging? So we took a little drive yesterday there and went to the Princess Auto in Mississauga, and I was looking for a bench grinder. Don't have a bench grinder, or didn't have a bench grinder. So went all the way down there. I seen the one on the website that I liked, and went all the way down to the Mississauga location there, and then they had one there, but it was only their display model. And it was missing half the crap, so I'm like, well, I don't want that one. So I says, can you check into your machine there and see if any of the other stores, like, you know, the Newmarket one or Barrie even, would have something. And he looked it up. Yep, they got one in Newmarket. I'm like, okay, well, it's probably the same deal. It's probably their display model. I'd crap my lens there, sorry. It's probably their display model. So he's like, I'm like, oh, can you call him up and just find out? He's like, yep. So he calls up, and oh, this one's in a box still. And it's like, oh, sweet, put my name on it. So we ended up having to go all the way from Mississauga, across the city, and up the 400 to Newmarket, and then, well, 400 and then over through all the other crap to Newmarket, and went there and got it. So anyways, brought her home, put her together, had to put all the little ledges and stuff on. That's kind of one of the main things that sold me really good, was the nice sort of wide ledge they got here on this one, and sort of wanting to kind of smooth out my edges here a bit, right? So it works pretty good, but it needs to get bolted down to something, because it shakes pretty good and stuff when it's not really secured, right? So I'll have to rig up some kind of I was thinking maybe over on this wall here or something, get rid of this crap out of the way and put on the wall here maybe like a stand thingy. I could maybe make a, you know, with like a hunk of this stuff. I'll make it come up to a platform and then bolt on the thing onto the wall, and then bolt this onto like another flat piece or something. That's off in the distance yet though, but been sort of kind of trying to use it here a little bit, but it is pretty shaky and buzzy and stuff on here. But I don't know how much of these I'm going to really scrape right off, because a lot of this is just going to get welded together, so doesn't really super matter. It's just, you know, where these ones are gonna sit flat like that, you kind of want them fairly decent. But anyways, I haven't hogged the holes out yet either. I'm gonna probably do that today. I want to get these things kind of lined up and maybe spot welded together where they're gonna work pretty good together and stiff. And these ones I've already sort of got joined together. I just got to weld them. But anyways, this thing's cool too. It's got two lights. It's got little doowee lights that'll probably burn out in no time, but anyways, it's got the coarser one and the finer one, and it's got a variable speed thing here too, so you can just really slow crank it up to 3,450 RPMs. So she's a pretty wicked fast machine. So we'll have to grab some hydro power here and hook her up, and then I'll show you how speedy this thing is. It's pretty wicked. Alright, I just got this thing on a piece of cardboard here just to take a bit of the shock out of it, because it makes the whole table go like crazy. But anyways, let's turn it on to the low speed here first. I guess these wheels are so heavy and big, there's so much mass really in them, it takes them a while to fire right up. So that's just the low speed there. That's 2,000 RPM or something, so then you can crank her up. She takes off on you, you know. But yeah, so you can see how it needs to be mounted down to something. But anyways, yeah, you just stick this here and, you know, she'll grind her nice and smooth for you. But like I say, I love how it keeps going for like ever too after you shut it off. But anyways, yeah, I love how it's, you know, it'll take the free grinding, sweet. Whew. But when she's on full speed like that, it takes a while to fire up because it's really trying to power it hard, eh? So here we go, ready? Not too crazy about that, but it is like a half-horse motor there apparently, so. Spinning that at like 3,400 RPM, that's pretty darn fast, you know, so I think it'll work pretty good once we get a stand mounted for it, and whenever it finally turns off here again, maybe we get some free grinding right now. Yay, free grinding. But anyways, I'm just going to put this to the side for now and get the welder ready to weld some of these things, I guess, together here first, and then I'll hog the things out as a solid unit, I think, with the whole hogging machine air grinder thingy. And once we do that, get everything all good to go, we probably can start welding them to the plates and stuff. Alright, so we've been just sort of working right along here, and we've actually got a doowee, not all welded together, but she's about 50% somewhat looking like something now, hopefully. And she just spot welded there, but this is basically the doowee. That is the quick attach doowee. She'll get lots of welding, and I haven't put on the second plate yet. Just sort of been lining stuff up, but I'll tell you, it's starting to get heavier. So this feller here now goes like this. Hang on. So it doesn't look too bad there. I just kind of sort of eyeballed everything up, and it's actually not looking too bad for a redneck with a welder. But now the big thing is, oh boy, getting the other parts lined up. And I think I might actually pull the backhoe out and sort of attach her, the other bits, which I got all hogged out ready to go to that part of it, and then sort of join them together and then go from there. So let's get stuff organized again here, and we'll get the other bits on. Alright, so that's the basic idea. I think, yeah, that should be right. I think that's the right way. I think I wanted to make a flat end at the back. If not, we'll change her. Okay, so now we got to figure out how the heck I'm going to do this, because I can't really hold all that up and weld it at the same time. So I might have to find somewhere on the ground here, put it down. Oh, I really don't want to do that though. Well, I'm just going to hold her up here maybe and see what I'm thinking. Alright, I almost forgot to add that second plate, so that's what I did. I added it to that one. It was a little bit easier to hold all that up. And I think I got her on pretty good, hopefully. And if not, then we're screwed. But anyways, I guess we'll try to match two of these up now. And I probably should be drilling a couple of holes in one of them to do some plug welding, but I think I really should, so maybe I'll just unmount this one up here, that one, and I'll just get the plasma out maybe and blast a couple of holes through that, and then I'll be able to good from the top onto the bottom, and then she should be good and solid. She won't want to, like, you know, separate, right? But anyways, I'll keep working. Alright, so this sort of dinosaur looking head thing is starting to come together. We got her clamped on there to blast the two plates together, but I noticed having that one other piece on there, we got a little bit of a clearance issue with this part of the plate when it curls up into the backhoe here, so we might have to do a little bit of a cut thing just to give her more, because it definitely wasn't curling, let me think, in. This is out right now. It wasn't curling in, or the ram coming out pushing all this out and around, so it wouldn't curl the bucket up as far as it should. And looks like it's going to be a wee little bit. I'm going to have to pop out of there too, so I'm gonna get her mostly together here. I'm gonna get her welded up, the plates and stuff, and more of this stuff sort of put on a little more better, and then I might actually try to hook a bucket up to it. Probably that big fella outside, because that'll be my main one I'm going to be using, and see how it's going to look when we give it a curl. So I know that bucket, the way it's angled, it might actually not be too bad, but I don't want to have the thinking all the time of, oh, if I curl it too far, it's going to like bend the crap out of something here, because this thing is actually quite strong with all this stuff, geometry and crap on it. It puts a lot of stress on it. So we'll try her, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do a whole pile of welding here, and it's probably going to get pretty hot. And then we'll see how we're looking. Holy crap, this welder's awesome. I welded that whole entire thing up and didn't even stop for a drink or nothing, you know. She just kept on welding, and it's pretty smoky in here right now, and that's pretty freaking hot. I'm not going to touch it for a wee little while, and maybe I'll head for some lunch or something, let her chill out, because I don't have anything to test here. But yeah, that's pretty hot. That stuff that's burning off is actually the nozzle dip stuff. It's like a waxy kind of stuff. Oh, I missed a spot there. Oh no, that's okay. That's a spot I'm gonna have to probably carve out a little bit. But yeah, she's probably hot enough there you could cook a marshmallow, I'd say. Put her on your doowee and skewer and turn it, and yeah, so the welding didn't come out kind of exactly the way I wanted. I don't know what was going on, whether I was rushing or what. Some of it's not too bad, but I don't know. I've never had much good luck welding on the ends of the doowees before. Even on these ones, it didn't kind of come out the way I wanted. I don't know why, but anyways, I guess it'll kind of sort of work. We'll have to let her cool down probably for quite a few hours though. Like, you can tell she's hot, eh? Like, she's got the bluing and everything, so she should be well bonded together. Now, if I had about 1,800 gloves, I could have maybe tried to fit her back on, but hopefully she hasn't gone out of too much doowee on us. I'm kind of hoping that it'll still fit and stuff. I think it's going to be alright. That's good anyways, but you still got to put her through the whole part too, right? So, but she's pretty well glued together anyways, and maybe pop up and have some lunch like I say, and then if she cools down enough, maybe I'll see if I can put it outside. Maybe I'll put this bar back in here and carry it out with that. Put her outside, and it's cooler out there. It might cool off a bit faster. How hot do you say? Well, threw it down in the snowy slushy crap here, and it sounded like you just put a nice fresh steak on a nice hot grill. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that sitting there for a while. Holy crap. It's like cooking the snow. Oh, nice hot water. Make a tea off of that. You first. So I should just go ka-kunk and plunk it right in there. Maybe I will. There's some rapid cooling melting. I'll let her sit there for till I'm back from lunch, and she'll probably have a big hole melted there or something. I don't know. We'll see. I can't believe how hot that is. Alright, well, we're back from lunch, and looks like she's kind of melted in a little bit more. That's pretty funny. So anyways, we're gonna get her out of the snowbank and get her fit on the the tractor here, hopefully, is the idea. So, here we go. Alright, this thing's getting really heavy. Alright, now, let me make sure I put it on the right way. Washers on after. Need a little hammer. I don't remember, it was might have worked on me a little bit there. I imagine that'll wear out fast though. I need a couple more little locker pins. I don't know why that was so hard to put on, because it was actually this side that was giving me the grief before, but it seems alright now that way. But she's tight, but I think it'll wear in pretty quick. So we activate the doowee here. I want to show you the piece I'm gonna have to cut out. Oh man, I don't know if I like that much at all. I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this out of here, because this should actually curl a lot more, but I want to try a bucket on it first and kind of see where it's sitting, because maybe it'll be all right, but I don't know. So you know what, I know exactly why I had trouble putting that on, because I did put it on the wrong way. I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, I did. Should be down here. Ah, stupid me. Oh well, I can just flip her around. All right, well, I'm a little short on pins. I got the one left, my big one, so I'll have to use that one for hooking the feller on the back here. So it's kind of sitting a little cockeyed right now, so I'm going to see if I can actually use the doowee here to straighten it out. Maybe I'll pull this back just a hair here, and let's see what we can do. See if it's going to work. Alright, round 2. I had a little bit of a weld blob on the one hook doowee right there. So I just ground it off again. And before, I'm pretty sure the camera caught it, but I hooked the bucket when I was trying to spin it. And I actually hooked it in that hook there and it actually bent that thing out. So I'm not sort of liking that too much. So we might have to do a bit more beefing up on that feller there. But I mean, it's all trial and error though, right? So we're gonna try again here and see if we can get this thing on here yet. Alright, let's see if we can get this pin in. I think it's going to be off of here. Uh-oh. Good here, though. See if I can get it through. Some persuasion. In just to say we did. Okay, well, I think it's on. Let's try a bit of curling and stuff and see how well she does. Well, it's not curling enough, I know that for sure. So, what we probably should have done was made this hole a little higher up. And that would have brought that down a bit, but then you're also increasing a lot of space there where you might lose a bit of your power, but at least it hooked up. It hooked up and it seems to work the way I was planning it to work, but it's not 100 presidents exactly the way I wanted to do it, but I might have to chop some of this out of here. And then this will, oh geez, that's not going to get me much further though, because it's going to curl till these things come up and hit there next. That'll get me a little more though. That might almost be enough. I think what I might do is just get my torch, and just start blowing like an angle wise out. Try to clear out some of that there. Maybe that'll increase that curl a little more. Because it's just about, I was trying it there, if I was bringing it up and over to the trailer, it wasn't quite curled in enough, right? You'd end up losing quite a bit. So I think maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just try blowing some out and then just trying it and blowing some more out and trying it and whatever, back and forth. So anyways, here we go. Alright, so I cut quite a whack out. Let's see. I think it would have been about there before. I didn't add very much. Well, what else can I do here? Pretty much have to knock some more out, I guess. Holy, I should have accounted for that, I guess. I never even really thought of that. I don't think that's going to be enough. Mind you, it's better, because I think we were hitting about there before, but it didn't change it too much. Got a little bit more coming back. But she definitely should be more than that yet. Well, I guess I'll just do some more cutting here. Holy crap. Well, that's better, and I think that's about all I'm going to get, unless I chop some of my front tooth off of here, which I could, because I'm mushed right up to that now. And it's quite a hack looking job, but I mean, that's about what I ended up with. You know, I don't really want to have to hack any more of this off of here, because that's all my strength, right? But that's why I was sort of planning originally on putting these on the outside, and all you guys told me, you know, put them on the inside. Not to say, you know, I told you so or nothing, but that probably would have alleviated that whole entire problem if these things were grabbing out here. But, you know, she'll still work. She's still good. I got no problems with that there. I think that's a little more better. I was actually doing a bit of scooping with the, before I cut this one in the snow there just to try it, so I might try a little more here. Okay, here we go. Alright, so now this, say this scenario here, I want to switch over to my 24-inch bucket right there. So let's, oh, we're going to be short of pins, so I'm going to have to add one extra step here, but I'll just have to pull the pin out of the front of this one here. But anyways, let's drop this one. And what am I doing here? Yeah, that's right. Normally I'll probably have enough pins. This one's got to go in the 24 here to hook onto. Okay, so normally I wouldn't have to do that. Holy crap. Just slipped down in the middle there. Oh well, we'll get her out. Hold on a sec. Okay, let's try that again. That one's going to pin up all right. If not, that's going to suck. Alright, so this one is just hitting a bit, I guess, on these welds here. So what I might do is try to grind them down maybe a hair or something. Oh, I missed a bit there. Uh-oh. And I think sort of hitting in here and stuff. So I'm going to go at it with my big grinder maybe and try to level them down. And I think it should go. It doesn't need much. It's really close, but I guess because it's a little higher now because of the welds, so I'm going to have to smooth them off a little bit. Alright, I'm super not really happy with yet, but she's on. And yeah, we're going to have to work a little bit on that pin on the back there. But so far so good. I think I might actually take her up to the top of the hill here and give her a little tryout. See if I can get a hole dug or something with this. And we'll see if we could wreck this thing at all. That's going to be the test right there. So it's definitely not curling up where it should be, because this should be up in here somewhere. So we might yet have to hawk those fellers off of there. I don't know. I guess it probably wouldn't hurt, as long as I don't go much past that pin. We could just take that right off of there, and then she'd curl up to these things. So, well, we'll try her like this for now, but I'm going to head her up to the top of the hill and see if we can dig a hole at all. Okay, so if there's a bit of wind noise, I do apologize. It's a little windy up here. It's not super bad, but anyways, if we're going to end up breaking this thing, this would probably definitely be the bucket that would do it. That or, yeah, probably this one actually. So here we go. It's got both of these going here, so here we go. looks to me like it held together pretty good. I think I'm gonna nip these tabs off though right flush. What I was kind of thinking was after enough beatings there, it might actually start to push that in and decrease my, you know, being able to get the doowee in and out of there. So I think I'm gonna maybe do that right now. And there was one other thing too. I need to get this curl up higher because when I park it inside, this swings over and kind of cuts in here, and if it's not curled up as far as it can, it won't actually go in there, and then I won't be able to park it in the same spot. So hopefully that'll give it a little more. I don't know if it's going to do a whole lot, but I guess we'll try her and see. Well, it got her a little better, although that didn't make a huge difference because it's still hitting up inside there, like way up. She's hitting still, so I mean, if I want to get all my curl back out of there, I'm gonna have to cut. I even cut some like on an angle to try to make that work, you know, but it's just not the right clearance. These definitely needed to be up a bit higher, and then it would have been fine. Darn it all. But anyhow, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. But anyways, I guess for today, we'll leave her. So the more I hack off of this, the worse it's looking. And the weaker it's probably going to be. So I got her, I would say, you know, past center-ish now, whatever. But I don't think that's going to be enough because I'll show you. Let me go to the other side here. When I park this thing in here, I got to turn the doowee, right? So this has got to go over here, but then it's not going to clear the doowee there. It's actually not too bad. It's not too bad there, really. Could be a lot worse. That'll actually probably work now, actually, now that I see that. Okay, so that's good. We'll try parking it here anyway, see what happens. That's actually not too bad. I just lifted up the dipper stick there a little bit, and she's pretty close to the shelf there, though. So gotta really watch, but she's in. I even got the big bucket in the front bucket too, so that actually worked not too bad. And worst comes to worst, I could have just dropped that bucket right off, you know, and left her outside or whatever, but then she'd have lots of clearance. But if you can leave her on, you might as well leave her on. Yeah, it looks like it's in. It's going to miss the track there, so, and the door. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we got lots of room. We're good. Alright, that didn't work out too bad then. I'm happy. Anyways, that's probably going to be here for today of the fabrication. That thing, anyways, it seemed to work. That was some pretty hard frozen frosty ground up there. I should have had the ripper on, I guess, but I wanted to put her to a little bit of a good test, you know, and that was pretty good when you're bang, 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 bang hitting her like that, eh? That was a good little workout for it and test for it, so that was a good test, and I think she has passed. Although the curl is kind of messed up, but honestly, the only time I really curl it up that far is when I'm parked. You know, and when normally I don't curl it right up like that when I'm doing dirt, right? Because you want to keep the bucket level and then go over and then dump. So I'll give her an official trial run on Friday. I got a funeral to coming in, so I'm pretty sure probably get one before then, but who knows? I got one booked now for Friday, so this being Monday, yeah. So yeah, and I'm gonna try to switch to the big bucket there, the 36, to dig that one, and probably take the ripper tooth back with me. Because it could be frozen, but it's hard to say because the last one I did out here wasn't really frozen at all. It was actually pretty good digging, so like a couple inches maybe, and bang through that, and then away we went, right? So, but yeah, so I guess that's it for today. Kind of tired now. I need a drink of water. Haven't had any water today, just coffee again, so not good, but okay. Anyways, I'm gonna head her home, and you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. You know, I guess the only other improvements I'm thinking on that thing is maybe redo those top brackets, and like the ones that actually hook on, make that one pin at the front higher. But I'm going to try driving her like that for now and see if I can get used to it, and if I find it's being a real nuisance, then I'll probably switch it or something, but we'll see. It was a lot of messing around to get those out and get them in the right shape and stuff, and we'll try her and see. But I guess that's why when Buddy's made me these other buckets, he's left them up so high, like the tops of those ears, because he doesn't know what clearances you need there, right? So this one and then that other little skinny one that he built me is the same I copied off of that one for this one. That's why these ears are so high, because I guess he didn't know how much clearance you would have needed in here, right? So for curl and stuff, but which is kind of good. That's probably what I should have been doing, but I didn't want to change, I guess, the angle of the profiles of stuff too much, you know, because it's a fine line of wrecking your dig power there, which I'm going to comment on that. It didn't seem too bad because I was digging through some pretty hard stuff there. Normal dirt, I think, on frozen, regular summertime digging dirt will be just fine. But I was getting the bucket stuck kind of on the sides, I think, of that little trench I was digging there. And that's what was kind of hanging me up, making it look like it was stalling it out. But really it wasn't. It was just getting snagged, I guess you'd say. So, but once we got busted through, it took some pretty good shovelfuls there, right? So, but I think she'll be good. I think. And if not, then I'll just have to peel it off and put the pins back in the way they are factory. So, but I'm gonna try it for now and see. But anyways, that's probably the third time I've said that. I'm gonna try her for now. That's 4. But anyways, I'm going home. Kind of beat. Day's getting on. She's almost done anyway. So you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. And tomorrow I've no idea what I'm doing. Probably should switch that cylinder on the little tractor. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. That steering cylinder, should probably do that before I kind of forget and it gets piled with other junk in the corner over there, and then I totally forget about it. But we'll maybe get that going tomorrow, and then get the lines all unhooked on that stupid thing. See if we can get the nuts and stuff off and get that ram out of there and put the new one in and hook her all back up, and hopefully she works and she's nice and tight and stuff. So because there's nothing like plowing when you're going on the road and the wheels going it's kind of scary. So but yeah, have a good night again, and we will talk at you tomorrow for ram change, I guess we'll call it. And thanks again for watching today, and have a good night.